I don't even need to say a word. I do not even need to say a word. Just... God, that is a word. But, you know, look at the color of the shark. Alright, it's... Hey, I'm just saying, yeah? The title race ain't done. I'll put you dead for now. Okay, hello, welcome back to my channel. I've got the sunglasses, I don't feel like wearing them. I just realized I don't have chat pulled up here, so while I waffle, let me do that. Hey. Wow, Arsenal were bad. They were bad. Listen. We were good and they were bad. That's not a contradiction. Two things can be true at once. I don't think we were great. I'll just say that up front. I don't think we were great. I'm not complaining. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying we weren't great. You don't have to be great all the time. If you can win, I don't care how you win. Just win, right? If we win every game to the end of the season 1-0, we win the title. I don't think Arsenal is not stopping points at anywhere. So we win all of our games to the end of the season 1-0. We do the domestic treble even. Hey, that'll be something. But the thing is, when people say we played amazing, I don't quite agree. I do still think there are problems to be solved. Step in the right direction? Yes. So the praise will be there where it's deserved. There will be some criticism. There will still be some criticism. I know. We won a trophy. Be happy. I am. I promise you. But with every win, there's something to criticize. And with every loss, usually, there's a problem as well. So, or there's positives as well with losses sometimes. As you see with the Real Madrid game. There were positives to take out of that. But let's actually... You know what? I don't want to talk about negative stuff this stream, so let's just start with the problems and then we'll bin them off. Problem number one, for me, that was present, is that we have no clear pressing direction. Now, this game, we didn't want to press. Clearly, we did not want to press. So, okay, you fix that with Tijani Reinders. I do think the first half, maybe we did want to press, but we just couldn't. And then we figured out we don't have to press. I'm not quite sure what the idea was there, but there was a lack of pressing, which we've seen quite a few games. Now, that can be solved. That can be solved, so not the biggest problem. I'm fine with that. Easy fixes to that. We've seen it all season. There's easy fixes to that. There's plenty of players who you can play to fix that, so I'm not concerned. The front three. In the second half, it was a front three. In the first half, we played with inverted forwards in the first half, and that inverted forward system works when it is Cherki and Doku, when it is Foden and Cherki, or Foden and Doku, or Tijani. Then it works. But even with the menu, it works. But the problem is when the midfielder becomes the menu. I guess the problem with inverted forwards is not who's the inverted forward, but more so who's the midfielder behind them. Semenyo, not great in that role. When we went to wide wingers with Cherki in midfield, we created so much more. So that's a problem, but we fixed it mid-game at half-time, so not something to really criticize, just an observation. Something to take with you as well to future games. I think we might see Pep play this wide winger system that we played against Madrid and in this second half. But maybe the rest of the season, which I'm fine with. We're getting wins, one win with it. Real Madrid maybe a bit unfortunate with the red card, so that's what's going to happen in every game. Now, there's another problem, and this is the last problem I'll talk about, and that is fullbacks. What I prefer I prefer that you have a 3-2, and you have your back 4, right? One of the fullbacks pushes up, now you have a back 3, and then you have 2 midfielders in front of them. So that's only on paper. One of the midfielders is going to push further up, so it becomes a 3-2 out of possession. In possession, it might be a 3-1. But the point is, you have a 3-2 to deal with counters. Now, we don't do that. We do the opposite, a 2-3. And that is important, because how do you establish that 2-3? Again, you could have 2 physical midfielders stop the transition. Rodri, O'Reilly. But that's not what we do. We have this 2-3, which you create by pushing up both fullbacks, inverting both fullbacks. Now you have a 3 with Rodri and the 2 fullbacks, and the centre backs behind them. The problem I have with that is it leaves the wings very exposed. Is it a problem when you deal with Arsenal, who have nothing on the wings? No. But you did see against Real Madrid why that is a problem. You saw it at the Bernabeu. Oh my days, we got cooked at the Bernabeu. So that can become a problem. When you play against good wingers, not against Arsenal wingers. Sorry, Saka is past it, no offense. And I've always been one of the people who rates Saka. I'm not gonna sit here and say Saka is shit because he doesn't play for Man City. A lot of Man City fans do that. But I do think Saka, since his injury, has been a bit past it. But the main problem with that inverted fullback system is just it leaves too much space on the wings when you get countered. And also, I just don't like the way that midfield looks. Because you're basically pushing up the rest of your midfield. You're saying, Bernardo Silva go attack for starters, which I don't like. It's not very good going forwards, in my opinion. I mean, it's not been very good for a while going forwards. He used to get, people say, when I say people say, I'm talking about actual conversations I've had with other people on YouTube, on panel shows, here, there, everywhere. People say Bernardo never was a GA player. He was. He was a GA player when he was younger. He was like getting 20 GA a season. He was always a GA player. So, when he pushes forwards and attacks, I don't like that. Now, in this game it worked, and I'll get into why it worked, in my opinion. I'm not a professional coach. I'm not pretending to be a professional coach. Don't hate me. But I'll talk about why it worked in this game specifically, in my opinion. But I don't like that inverted fullback system. Again, worked here. And I'll praise Pep when we get to him. But that is just the criticisms I have. It wasn't a perfect final. I'm just gonna say that. It wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. So now let's get to the positives. Because, again, I don't want to be talking about negatives all stream. We hate Arsenal. Big up Devin, my #1 Glazer. We all hate Arsenal over here. Yes, sir, we do. Yo, big up to him. Club Brugge won as well. So, hey, that's a double whammy. O'Reilly deserves a pay rise. Shall we start with O'Reilly? I suppose we shall. Oh, fuck. Oh, he's a fucking baller, isn't he? It's as simple as that. O'Reilly is a baller. I hope that this man can get into that midfield at some point. I think it's just the system we're playing right now that's keeping him out of midfield. But he is a baller, and you see the way that he was just crashing the box. And I know he always does that, but Pep Guardiola, before the game, told O'Reilly, Zubimendi is going to mark you. He's going to try to keep you down, but you're stronger and you're faster, so you just run through him. Pep told O'Reilly that at the start of the before the game. Not at the start, but before the game. And look at that. Pep was absolutely fucking right. O'Reilly bullied Zubimendi. So Pep got that absolutely right. Another problem I have with that. When you have a 2-3, and one of your 3 pushes forwards, now you have a 2-2, just leave you vulnerable on the counter. That's the biggest problem. Not when you play against weak wingers. When you have Saka, who's past it, and Trossard, not a problem. Please don't do that against skills because they do have good wingers. I know people don't rate Garnacho because Garnacho is shit. But he's actually a good winger when you give him space. So don't give him space. What a quadruple for Arsenal. Hey. They're always winning every trophy until it's the business end of the season. You remember when Liverpool had all their quadruple season? They won... they had a quadruple season where they won neither the Premier League and the Champions League. Strange quadruple that. And they had a quadruple season where they weren't even in the Champions League. And all they won was a Carabao Cup. So, hey. As Liverpool, as Arsenal. I love Bernardo, but his time is up, not gonna lie. He was the worst player this final. That's a bit harsh, but it's also true. Listen, Bernardo played well this final. He played well in the second half. First half was diabolical, but most players were bad in the first half, so can I single out Bernardo for that? No, I can't. He played well in the second half. You need to give credit where it's due. By the way, saying Bernardo was the worst player this final isn't true. It was Haaland. If you're just looking at Man City players, Haaland was our worst player, not Bernardo. And, you know, I love to glaze Haaland, but when we get to Haaland, and we will get to Haaland, there will be some caveats I have to add to Haaland's performance. I can't lie, but we won the game. That's the biggest issue again. I don't want to keep talking negatives here. We won the final. Win the negatives. Trafford. Let's talk about him first. He came in to be our first goalkeeper. He was very unlucky that Donnarumma ended up going onto market. There's no way you say no to Donnarumma. There's just no way. I know Trafford's played a brilliant final. I know there will be people out there who can't praise without saying that he needs to be the number one. He's never going to be the number one. That said, you can praise the final he played. Those 3 saves at the start of the game, brilliant. Those were brilliant saves by Trafford. And it's right at the start of the game, and it was still 0-0. I think it was 15 minutes in. Correct me if I'm mistaken, I think it was 15 minutes in. That is quality. That is absolute quality. It's unfortunate for Trafford. It's unfortunate that we've just gotten Donnarumma, but I'm sorry, that's how the world works. He's a brilliant goalkeeper. He is a brilliant goalkeeper, and he deserves the plaudits. And it's nice for him that he was allowed to play this final. Of course, Pep has always played the backup goalkeeper. He played Zach Steffen in a cup final, but you can see the quality is there. With Trafford, the quality is undeniably there. Didn't have a lot to do after those 3 saves early on, which tells you a lot about what Arsenal did all game. They didn't do anything, but we still have a goalkeeper there who we can rely on in those moments, which that's great for us. That's great that you have a goalkeeper, a backup goalkeeper who you can rely on. 8 out of 10 for me. Trafford, 8 out of 10 for me. I'll talk about O'Reilly last. He's my man of the match. We skip O'Reilly. We'll circle back to him. Circle back to him in the end. Okay. I was very worried. I'll be completely honest. I was very worried when I saw that Ruben Diaz was in. I thought my confidence was already low. And then I saw Ruben Diaz injured. And I knew it was going to be either Ake or Stones. And honestly, I would have preferred Stones before the game was played. Before the game was played, I was saying Stones. Don't play Ake. But Ake had a brilliant game. The one moment I immediately think of is Gyökeres was through, I believe. It was Gyökeres or Havertz, so don't quite remember. And Ake just... And somehow, Ake caught up with him, made a brilliant tackle, and put the ball out for the throw-in. It didn't even go out for the corner, if I remember correctly. He just played an absolutely brilliant final there. The real chances that mostly came from his side, but I wouldn't blame that on him as much on the system, because O'Reilly kept having to push up, which left space on that side. Nunez also pushes up, but he doesn't enter the box, which is a big difference. Whereas O'Reilly is constantly bombing the box, and now there's a lot of space there, and Bukayo Saka is already outlet for Arsenal. So the ball just kept going there. It's not like that was an Ake fault, that was just the way the game unfolded. But even then, when most things came down Ake's side, he did a very good job in my opinion. Also, when he covered for O'Reilly, because as you know, O'Reilly will miss a ball, he'll run into the centre back slot, Guardiola will come out to the left back slot. This time it was Ake, he did that brilliantly. So, I was very worried before the game when I saw Ake there. But he played a fucking baller game. He's a baller. Still, I get cooked when I say I think he's our best ever left back. Because I do believe that. I do believe that Nathan Ake, in the treble year, is the best left back Man City has ever had. I put him above Cancelo, I put him above everyone. I'm not even gonna bother listing them, because I'll forget someone. Ake is number 1 for me. Of course he's past it, I know he's past it. I was worried before the game started, but maybe this is where you see the experience as well. The experience of these players, the know-how, the champion quality of these players. Because, again, you see Ake, a champion. He's won this thing before. Has he? Wait. He hasn't. But you get my point. He's won trophies before. He's won a fucking treble. He's won a treble. And it's one thing to win a trophy on the bench. That doesn't build that much mentality. It's another thing to be part of a trophy-winning team. All of our players are now part of a trophy-winning team. All of them. Tijani played in the Carabao Cup. Foden played in... Foden's on bench of Turkey in the final. O'Reilly in the final. Husanov. All of our players now know what it is to win a trophy. And when you play finals, it matters. And you see that with Ake. You saw it with Rodri and Bernardo as well. I'll talk about them later. But Ake just stepped up his level. Just a little bit. Just quite a bit even, shall I dare say. Compared to what it's been all season. You compared Ake all season to this game. It's stepping up the level for the final. This is a player who's used to playing finals. How many finals has he played? The Champions League final. He played in the FA Cup final. This final is of course the third, but I'm talking before that. Did he play in the Europa League final for Chelsea? Because he was part of the Europa League winning squad, wasn't he? So he might or might not have played in the Europa League final. I'm not sure about that, but that is a lot of finals to have played in. European finals. Multiple games at Wembley. That is something that Arsenal can't claim to have. Because they don't have it. And you could see, in this game, it did make a difference. So I was worried, but I shouldn't have been. Absolute quality player. We need to win the Premier League. We just won the Carabao Cup. Let's celebrate that one before we worry about the Premier League. Listen, we can celebrate the Carabao Cup. You don't need to be out here saying Premier League or bust. We won the Carabao Cup. Be happy with winning the Carabao Cup, because I don't think we win anything else this season. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we win the FA Cup. I don't think we win the Premier League. I think it's Carabao Cup season done. Wrap up that Premier League, top 4, top 5, which we will, and campaign done. Now we need to keep getting results, just in case Arsenal do something stupid. But You can't have a bad season anymore. Champions League football guaranteed and you've won a trophy. Can you ask for much more? I don't think it's fair to say you need to win the Premier League. We've won a trophy, which is the bare minimum. And Champions League football is also the bare minimum. We have competed, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have won a trophy. So I'm fine with not winning anything else and closing off the season like this. I'm very happy to win more. The performances need to stay up. We can't be on the beach here. But we have to win the Premier League. No, I disagree. With the sentiment that Rodri will stay, because that is your argument. Rodri will stay if we win the Premier League. Maybe. Maybe not. Listen, we don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know why he's not signed already. I believe if we win the Premier League, he will sign a new deal. I believe if we win the FA Cup even, a Cup double, he'll probably sign a new deal. I believe if we just show him a plan and a direction, even if we win nothing else, and we compete to the end of the season, he just may sign a new deal. So, have to win the Premier League? No. I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree. Big up! Better team won. Hey, we were way better. We were way better. Big up, Ashkan. Yeah, FA Cup, we can win that. I mean, again, we just won the Carabao Cup. Let's focus on this trophy. You can talk about the rest later. We just won the Carabao Cup. So, okay, brilliant game. Good enough. There was a bit of sporadicness in there, which is to be expected. Young player in a final, you're gonna get a bit of sporadic nonsense. And that will be criticized by some idiots online. But you just look at the overall performance, it's a very good performance. His passing is very good, we know that of him. He's got very good passing. His challenges very hard, but usually they're right. He's not afraid to take a yellow card. He's not afraid to take a yellow for the team, as they say. Just a very good footballer. And you look at that recovery pace. That's so important. Especially when you talk, when you're playing that 2-3 and you leave that space on the wings. It's important to have that recovery pace of Gustinov to cover that free distance, that just empty space that you leave behind. And Gustinov, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He did take the yellow card from a board challenge, and it was a board challenge. He didn't have to take that yellow card. But I think overall, the game, he was good. So I'll give both Aki and Gustinov as a pair a 7.5 rating. I'm not going to give too high of a rating, because I think midfield is mainly where we won the battle. And with that, I mean our inverted fullbacks who played in midfield. So I get to Nunez, inverted fullback. At least for the portions of the game. At the end of the game, he started becoming a bit more of a wide player, but at the start of the game, he was an inverted fullback. And I think he played well from kickoff, to be honest. A lot of our players were not in the game at all when we started. I think Nunez, from the start of the game, was playing good. He was supporting Rodri when he inverted. He was helping keep the width. He was staying. He was pushing up to halfway to opponent's pitch, so he could provide that deeper play from the wide area. That way you can cross in from deep, or you can play the final, or you can play the ball into the final third. And just very good positionally. That's the thing I don't think people appreciate of how good players can position themselves. I think Nunez, anytime I looked at him, this game, the entire final, anytime I put my eyes on him, he was in the right place. To pick up a recovery, to receive a pass, to play a ball into the final third. He was always in the right place. That is such a quality to have. Always being in the right place. And he's done that for most of the season. Creatively, I mean, we know he can cross a ball. We know he can cross a ball. You don't need to argue about that. Defensively, I think primarily first half, it was absolutely brilliant defensively. I think Nunez, Trafford, and Rodri were keeping us in that first half. Where we just kept getting battered and Arsenal was all over us. And they can't quite create a chance, but we were getting constricted. Nunez, Rodri, and Trafford kept us in that first half. So, I think Nunez played a very, very high level game. So I'll give him. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think he got the assist for O'Reilly's second goal. Yeah, I think he got the assist for O'Reilly's second as well. So that's later in the game when he pushed up higher, as I said. And start of the game, didn't do that as much, but later in the game, pushed up much higher. And then he got the assist for O'Reilly's second. Brilliant game by Nunez. I'll give him on 9. This guy is one of the best right backs in world football. Do you think Saka is shot to bits, Alf? I don't think that, I know that. Look at the man, bro. He's a domestic abuse victim at this point. Arsenal through and through, bro. Arsenal has run him through. Big up Godfrey. Congratulations on the win. Big up Godfrey. Don't see all the Arsenal fans in the chat right now, but Godfrey is a real one. He'll always show up. Hey. Wasn't to be for the old boys, but I'll celebrate mine. Big up Dan as well. How are you? Yeah, Nunez is unironically one of the best right backs in world football. Somehow, he's gotten that status as one of the best right backs in world football. How did that happen? Like, genuinely. How did that happen? Nobody rated him like that. Bro. He just fucking... From last season... I mean, even at the end of last season, he was picking up, but from last season to this season, this man took a jab to the fucking veins. He did some lines, Robbie Fowler technique, and he just fucking jumped up 2-3 levels. How did he just... He was so bad at right back last season. But you look at the jump he's made. By the way, the first game he played as a right back, I think he played left back in fact in that game, was against Man United. Last season, Man United. If you go back to my game preview for Man United, I predicted that Matheus Nunes would play as a fullback. I predicted that. Go check. If you don't believe me, yeah, my game preview to Man United's last season, he's never played fullback before in his career. I predicted that he would play as a fullback. I predicted that. So I'm just saying, I'm no ball. I'm just saying. I also predict a lot of stuff that doesn't happen, but when something I predict happens, you best believe I'm gonna be arrogant. Big up to everyone in chat here. If Arsenal drop points and we win games, we need to win the league. Sorry, we need to win. The league is possible. It's possible, but I don't expect it. Listen, every Man City fan watching right now, you've won a trophy with getting Champions League football. Everything else is extra. The bare minimum, the trophy every season, and is Champions League. That is the bare minimum. Those two. Got the trophy. If we don't get Champions League from here on out, I don't even know how that's possible. We've gotten to bare minimum. I want to win the league title. I do. Every year I want to win it, but we're not going to win it every year. I want to win the FA Cup, because I don't think we've ever done a cup double, except for, of course, in fact, we've never done a cup double. Of course, we did the domestic treble. That's not quite the same. So, of course, I want to win more trophies, and we should play to win more trophies, and we should play at the best level, but don't expect it. Don't expect it. Yeah, we need to do our job against Liverpool for now. This is the big one. For now, just enjoy. This season cannot get bad. Go to the end of the season, we cannot have a bad season. Unless we somehow drop out of Champions League. Let's say 115 does us dirty. We cannot have a bad season unless 115 hits us. The season is good. We've won a trophy, we've got Champions League. We got scored when it mattered the most. That's what Arteta always does, Godfrey. With a disgusting setup, it was all City in that final. Yeah. Nunez is the most improved player at City. I'll give you one better. He's the most improved player in the world. He is the most improved player in world football. I genuinely believe that. I think Matheus Nunez is the most improved player in world football. The rate of improvement has been stupid. Absolutely stupid. Right. So Nunez, I gave him a 9. A 9 for the Nunez. Midfield. Midfield was... midfield is where the problems do still exist for me. The problems are still in midfield for me. But you saw once again, as I said earlier, Rodri, Bernardo, they've won stuff. They have won stuff. Rodri is just so... He's disgusting. He's disgusting with his... With just how he can how he defends without using his physicality. Because he's got no physicality. He's an ACL recovery. This guy is still 6 months away from reaching top level. Because I see a lot of people talking about, or Rodri is washed, or Rodri is back at top level, because nobody can agree. This guy is still 6 months away from getting back to his best. Look at that performance. Look at that performance. Declan Rice. Zubi doo. Where are you? Nobody knows. Kai fucking Havertz. They really employ fucking Kai Havertz, mate. He loves donkeys. He loves donkeys. He's got a pet donkey in. How fucking... How bored must you be to have a pet donkey? Like, that is some rich people stuff. Like, you know about people with a pet cow? Like, bro, just tell me you're rich and bored. You know. Just tell me you're rich and bored. Oh, I've got a pet donkey. Okay, mate, I get it, you're a millionaire. Anyhow. Rodri showed absolute levels in that midfield. Absolute levels. And this guy, he's not at his best yet. He's simply not. He's still recovering from that ACL. And already, cup final, done. Done in midfield. He had a lot of support from Nunez, from O'Reilly, who were inverting at different points in the game. Also Semenyo and Silva. Semenyo dropping deep sometimes when we were defending. Silva just running. I mean, it's Silva. That's what he does. He runs like a motherfucker, as they say. So he had support there. Because he is still recovering, as I say, but that's a good thing. You want your best player to be supported. The important thing is, he always managed to make the right chance at the right time and to be in the right place at the right time. I talked about Nunez earlier. Always in the right place. Same is true for Rodri. Always in the right place. How many times did he clear a ball where Arsenal put something in the box, he cleared it. Havertz was running into the box and Rodri was just... He was kind of off balance, he was leaning forwards. And Kai Havertz got past him and he just took that foot out and he kicked the ball away from Havertz. And I believe it got to Bernardo when we countered after that, which... yeah, because Bernardo got the ball, then it went to Cherki and Cherki passed it Semenyo. And then Semenyo ran the ball up the pitch, but we slowed down because nobody was up the pitch. So, yeah, proper performance from Rodri. Absolute baller performance. Rodri is one of the best players in the world. yeah, I say he's maybe still the best player in the world. I won't say definitely, but he has a Ballon d'Or winner. Listen, one thing about Rodri that he will always be is a Ballon d'Or winner. Ballon d'Or winner is not something that you are for 1 year. That's something you are for life. Premier League champion? That's 1 year. Ballon d'Or. You are Ballon d'Or winner for life. Even if they have a next Ballon d'Or winner, you were still the best player in the world at a point. That cannot be taken away from you. That can simply not be taken away from you. So, Rodri, he is forever our Ballon d'Or. He isn't the Ballon d'Or 2024. He is forever Man City's Ballon d'Or. Even if Haaland wins one, because I know Haaland may win one, even if Haaland wins one, he is still our first ever Ballon d'Or. You can't take that away from him. So, Rodri, absolute quality. Showed his class together with Ake and Silva, the unction. Rodri was the best of the lot. I'll give him an 8.8. I won't quite put him at the Nunez performance, because Nunez was fucking brilliant. But he's up there, 8.8. But Ronaldo, to put it bluntly, the first half was awful. I don't know what you did that first half. But I'm not going to be sitting here and criticizing him, because that's no point. That's no point. By the way, it's Sabah, easily. The second half is when the system was better in my opinion, and it benefited a lot more to Silva. And I do want to talk about Pep separately. So I'm not going to focus too much on the system in the second half now. I'll get to that when I get to Pep. But I'll just say second half was a lot better. He was constantly with Rodri. He was running in midfield as you expect him to do. He was slowing down the game for us when we needed it after we went up a goal. He was just, remember, there's a clip going around right now where he picked up the ball at the right half space and he just ran through the entire fucking Arsenal defense. And he ran through him and then got the ball to Doku on the left. And that sort of facilitated us. He gets the ball to the players who needs the ball to be useful. Now that creates redundancy in some cases, and I've talked about that in the past, but here, you have Doku, you have Cherki, you have Semenyo, you've got Nunez, you've got, I won't say O'Reilly, but you've got these 4 players who can create, and now you're doing something. Now you're facilitating someone. When you've got one creator on the pitch, you're not facilitating anyone with Bernardo. But you have Doku, Cherki, Semenyo, Nunez. Now you're facilitating creators by having Bernardo there and having Bernardo push the ball up the pitch and get them the ball where they need that ball. So, Bernardo, second half, I won't criticize because it's not his fault, it's the system's fault. First half I meant. Second half, brilliant. Brilliant game from the second half of Bernardo. I do have to keep that first half in mind, so I don't blame him. So I won't give an 8, I'll give him a 7.5. Very good game by the captain. Nobody played a bad game, by the way. I'll just say that up ahead. He deserves to be captain. Let's be honest, he deserves to be captain. Even when I have talked about benching Bernardo, which I'll talk about in the future, but not now. Not today. Even I have talked about benching Bernardo, I have never wanted to take the captaincy from him. And I've said that. I've drawn parallels. Remember when Man United won the Europa League and Rooney was captain? He did not play a single game. So, even I've talked about Bernardo being on the bench, I've never talked about him not being captain. He deserves to be captain, and he shows today why he's captain. He's got that mentality, as they say. Mentality monsters. Hey, big up Rodri. So, he's got that mentality. A captain's mentality to see out a game here. Quality player, still. Big up Stefan. Alf, if we get Anderson, a right back and a new winger, be dominating the league next season. Just need to fix our midfield. Well, Bernardo Silva is leaving, so you need... Bernardo is leaving and Kovacic is leaving. You need a Kovacic replacement and a Bernardo replacement. Anderson is the Kovacic replacement, obviously. Bernardo replacement? I would take Gibbs White or Tillemans. The rumor is Tonali. I prefer Tillemans, I'm gonna be honest. I keep getting cooked for that. I prefer Tillemans over Tonali. Why do I get cooked for that? Tillemans is a quality player, but okay. We get Tonali, I'm not gonna moan. I'm not gonna cry. But I would prefer Yuri. But anyhow, let's say we get Tonali. I don't think it will be O'Reilly yet. I don't think so, because then you would need a left back. Because then you'd not have a backup left back. And I think O'Reilly's role right now is the player who can play anywhere. Put him 10, midfield, left back. You can kind of play him everywhere. So that's how O'Reilly gets his minutes, by plugging the hole. And you're gonna get holes. So O'Reilly is the guy who plugs the hole. That's crucial. That's what Bernardo used to be, actually. When Bernardo was younger. That's what Bernardo used to be. But I suppose O'Reilly is the Bernardo replacement for 2022 Bernardo, who we still haven't replaced. Because Bernardo now is not what he used to be, of course. When I talk about a Bernardo replacement, I'll talk about the current role of Bernardo. And that'll be Anderson. And then Tonali. Anderson, Tonali. Midfield is looking just fine and dandy for me. A backup right back, I agree. We don't need a starting right back. A winger, yeah. Yeah, I think Savio has to go. No offense to him. I do think he has to go. So, yeah. Yeah, I would say, yeah, sure, get another winger, yeah. Preferably a left winger, a natural left winger, because right now we've got a lot of right wingers. Not necessarily a left winger. Hey, said Club Brugge without a new manager. Spamming Anderlecht. What are they yesterday? Hey. Hello, kitten. Talking about holes. You know, it's funny that I get called a kitten by someone whose name is Juna Kitty. Half Club Brugge starts Champions League off a Champions playoff against Anderlecht. Oh, that's not great. Tonali, my pizza-loving brother. We got Italians in the building. I know this might sound mad, but don't you think Nico G can do what Tonali does? Sure, but he's better as just a DM. He's better as just a DM. So we're losing Kovacic and Bernardo. We need two midfielders to replace that. So, hey. Yeah, exactly. Exactly this. Mom forced me. No. What? I think you're crazy, Yuna. On our Monday. Yeah, I don't like Monday football. That's so dumb. I want Pep to set this team up for company. To come take over. To come in and take over. We continue dominating. We'll be dead. We will be dead. Stankovic. He wasn't that good. I can't lie. Garfield's biggest fan. Anyhow. Enough about Garfield, more about our front four. Doku. Jeremy Doku. I hate Mondays. I hate Monday football. Football should be on the weekend or midweek. Football on a Monday is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. The Premier League has Monday games as well, by the way. Everton Man United was on a Monday. Who the fuck watches football on Monday? Like, football should not be on a Monday, bro. Anyhow, Doku. No output. Let's start with that. There was no output today, but oftentimes when Doku doesn't have output, it's because it's his own fault. I won't say this case is his own fault. When Doku makes crosses, usually in other games, he fires the ball like a cannonball, and he always does the low cross. He rarely crosses a ball up air. This game, Doku coming inside, running box didn't really work, so went wide. Took two players wide. Did kind of a Jack Grealish role, really. Took two players wide, then would move the ball backwards and let us break down the deep block of Arsenal methodically. So Doku positional play was very good. When he did dribble, not that much this game, but when he did dribble, we know how amazing he is on the dribble. He had Ben White on a leash. His cross, he made two crosses, I think. His cross to Haaland on the far post was a good cross. Didn't get anywhere because a good clearance by Gabriel, but it was a good cross. It was a good cross, even if Gabriel didn't get to it. So Doku, for me, wasn't a great game. Wasn't the best game. But he did still show his quality in this game. His passing was good. He got his touches off quickly. He got into positions to shoot, by the way. He had 2 shots. So, I wouldn't say it's his best game. But it was a good game. It was a good game. I think he was also offside once, so I don't like... Wingert should never be offside. Wingert should never be offside. That's just an opinion of mine. So I'll give him a 7.5. He won his duels, by the way. He won his duels. This man was getting in duels and winning them. Just getting stuck in. That's important. When you're going to play these wingers, they need to get stuck in. They need to get stuck in. Doku got stuck in. That is good. Because people, they criticize, when Doku first arrived, they criticize, oh, off the ball is not good enough. Now off the ball is good enough, I don't see any praise. Doku, all year, off ball has been good. When Doku first arrived, I remember people talking about off ball not good enough. Well, now it is. Where is the praise for that? Because I will criticize what is bad. But I will also praise what is good. Look at him getting stuck in for the duels. Look at him coming back, tracking back. Look at him always being in position to defend. Look at him making the recovery run. Nobody praises it. You need to praise that stuff. So Doku, for me, not his best game. Not a bad game either, just not his best. 7.5 for the Doku. 7.5. I think the real Maverick in out front forward was Ryan Cherky. We'll talk about that after the reading chat. Yeah, a 10 for everyone. I'm on Glazer mood today. Hey, we can get the sunglasses out. We'll get the sunglasses out for the gaffer in a bit. Yeah, you know what? Let me get these ready. When we talk about the gaffer, we're putting on the sunglasses. Sunglasses are ready. Cherky and Doku were lackluster as fuck. Did you watch a different game? Cherky had that defense on a roll. What are you on? What are you on? Cherky was taking the piss. Cherky was not lackluster. He was putting in crosses after the cross. I think he was taking out corners too. At least one of them, I think he took. I'm not sure. He was coming back to defend as well, by the way. Everyone was putting in defensive shifts. So, now, I don't think Cherky was lackluster. He was moving the ball across the front, across the front four. He was coming up in the pockets. He was putting the ball into the final third. He was making the crosses. I don't think he was lackluster. I don't think he was. I don't think he was great. I don't think lackluster. Oh. Are you gonna watch Belgium, United States? I'll check when it is. I'll check when that game is. In fact, let me check that now. Belgium national. Saturday, the 28th of March. I might. There's a late song, or there's a late 70s song called Don't Like Mondays by a band called Boomtown Rats. Mondays suck. Never heard of that band, I can't lie. Yeah. Play him every game and he's gonna be top scorer in it. Oliver never struggle against the bricklayers like that. Okay. Trafford's shoe, whole career of Kappa Arisa Blanca. Palaga. You know what's with Kappa? He's a mid-table goalkeeper, isn't he? He's a mid-table goalkeeper who should have... I mean, this guy won 2 Champions League off the bench. You know. He was on the bench for Real Madrid. And he was on the bench for Chelsea, I think, when they won the Champions League. So this man has 2 Champions Leagues, but... I mean, respect the career. Respect the career, I suppose. But he is not a top-level goalkeeper, let's be honest. He never has been, he never will be. Where is overrated Kappa? By the way, big up Espio. I think you're new here. Thank you for subscribing. Where is overrated Kappa, Saliba, Kai, Gyökeres, Gabriel now? They are all not called into international teams. Listen, Arsenal fans do this. They have a very good team. Let's praise Arsenal where praise is due. Very good team. Do they have the best team in the world? Do they have the best team of all time? Not even close. People just... There can't be a healthy balance. Either Arsenal is the best team to have ever been, or it's dog shit. Like, people just need to just say, yeah, Arsenal is that team. Arsenal is the best of all time. Arsenal fans are just so desperate to be recognized. I think that's the problem. They're so desperate to be recognized as part of that top tier, overcompensate. That they praise so much when it is not due. Praise where praise is deserved. Don't praise nothing. Don't praise. Don't act like you've got the best team of all time. Don't exaggerate, basically. Don't exaggerate. I'll see people say that, what's his name? What's his face? Saka. I'll see people back in the day not praise Saka. That's ridiculous. Been England's best player for half a decade. Deserves that praise. But he's not the best player of all time. He's not more Salah. And he's not better than Foden. He's better for Foden for England, but overall, no. So, yeah, you need to not exaggerate, both in critiquing and in praising. Yeah, but, hey, they got cooked. They got fucking cooked against us. Vasco won yesterday too. Big up Vasco, big up Bruges, big up Hull City. Big up Hull, they're getting promoted. We will be there. Big up Glimps if you are watching. Hey Glimps, we're all rooting for you to come back to the Premier League as well. Big up all the teams. All the teams that we've got channel supporters over. One. Except one. Except one. Yuna, you want to talk about Leshy. You want to talk about Leshy. All the teams except one. One. Leshy. 18th, I'm just saying. He was taking the piss, but none of his crosses were as good as the Semenyo ones from the first half. There was no penetration, pause. First goal was his, but also Keppel's butterfingers. Getting relegated, ole ole. Listen. He did create the first goal. Yeah, butterfingers, but he did create the first goal. For starters. His crosses weren't poor. They got cleared because we had 5 men on Haaland all game. But he wasn't poor that game. He wasn't great. I'm not going to say he was great. He wasn't poor. He wasted a lot of time as well. Time wasting is an important skill and he has it. He wasted a lot of time. Once we got a goal up, he wasted so much time. I'm pretty sure he got the ball to, what's his name? Nunez as well. After, for the O'Reilly assist, he got the ball to Nunez. So, yeah, you need to give praise where it's due and not exaggerate. That's what I said 5 minutes ago. So, was he good? I'd say so. Was he great? No. So I give him a 7. Just a 7. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Moscow is on a rampage run now. Massive win yet again. Hey. All I'm saying is 2026. Ever since I've come back, it's my comeback to YouTube that's made the difference. Khusnov, Kubarsi. Kubarsi spelled with a K. Wait, I thought Kubarsi was spelled with a C. Kubarsi. Okay, there's with a C. Kubarsi, Asensio, Saliba, Lenny Yoro, Magalhaes. What central back is best? Josko Gvardiol, in my opinion. I know that's not on your list, but I think Josko Gvardiol is the best central back in the world right now. If you're just asking about them specifically, Lenny Yoro and Saliba should not even be in that list. It have to be. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be Magalhaes, isn't it? Gabriel Magalhaes. I'd say Gabriel Magalhaes, then one of Khusnov or Kubarsi. One of them two. Yeah. Lenny Yoro will be in that list, let's be honest. Is that how much they paid for the Kappa? Yikes. Big up Tausif. Hey. Khusnov, not just Aki. Sorry, not just Khusnov, also Aki. Indeed, not just Khusnov, also Aki. We looked up their defense. Khusnov, Aki both. James Trafford, good game. The best Arsenal team in 21 years, outclassed by a washed Pep. Levels, as you say. Levels. And Arsenal don't have them. Let's come to Semenyo. Antoine Semenyo. Kind of disappeared a bit, I feel like, at the end of the game. When did he come off? Did he come off? He didn't. It was Chetky who came off. I feel like he kind of disappeared towards the end of the game. Did not do quite that much to waste time. Didn't progress us up the pitch too well. But his crosses were brilliant. Especially first half, he had some brilliant crosses. He won his only aerial duel. And he was there to battle in midfield. I don't think he was brilliant, but I think he did his role. I think sometimes you just have a cock in a machine. And that's what Semenyo was this game. It was a cock in a machine. He was helping in midfield, be the physical body. He was closing down passing lanes. He was, which I'll get to when I get to Pep, by the way. He was very good crossing-wise. Didn't provide much of a goal threat, but that's more of a system thing. That's probably what Pep wanted him to do, to stay wide. I like the way he played. Honestly, Semenyo has not had a lot of games where he's been good. He's had scoring games, which is enough for me, but he's not had a lot of games where he's been good if you ignore the goal. He's not had that a lot. So this has been a game where he's had an actual good performance, which I like, an actual good performance. And then the goal would have been a cherry on top. Usually his games are defined by getting to a lot but score a goal. And that's fine when you're scoring the goal, but when you're not, what are you doing? this is a game where we see what Semenyo can do. Where he can... He had Hincapi on fucking... He had Hincapi on a lead. And Hincapi should retire after that game. He should retire. And when Hincapi came off and Calafiori came on, he was still getting bitched around by Semenyo. So... Brilliant game. In the second half especially. Sorry, in the first half. Second half though, I feel like he faded away as the game went on. And he had his moments, but I don't think throughout the game he was great. So, a good game, not a great game. I'll give him 7.8. I'll give him a 7.8. It's all well and nice to rinse Hincapi, by the way, but get some GA out of it. I've done the same with Doku in the past, but I've said from Doku, if you it's all well and nice to rinse your fullback but get GA. It's still true with Semenyo too, but I'm very happy with this performance, cause not to repeat myself, but it is the first time I think where Semenyo without a goal has actually played good. So this is something to build on for Semenyo. That this is a performance that you can say, okay, this is what I can do when I don't get the goal. This is my role when I don't get the goal. That is good. That is good to see. I want to see more of that. Even when you don't score, make yourself useful. And he did just that. Raya wouldn't have changed anything, by the way. Would have been too short to claim that cross. Raya is not that short. David Raya. 183. Wait, he is quite short. Maybe he would be. I think Raya gets that ball, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Seriously, I think you just loaded with the choice Gabriel as the best centre back currently. You are just so underrating Husnov. Why are you getting angry? Gabriel Magalhaes has had a brilliant season. Listen, he had a fucking stinker today, but Gabriel Magalhaes is a brilliant player. And am I a Man City fan? You brought up... You didn't even bring up Gvardiol. I said I think Gvardiol is the best centre-back in the world. Am I a Man City fan? Probably, because you probably forgot we had to Gvardiol. It's not delusional to say that Gabriel Magalhaes is the best centre-back of the list you gave me. I don't think he's the best centre-back in the world. I think that's Husnov. I think that's Husnov by... sorry, not Husnov, Gvardiol. I don't think it's Husnov either. You can be balanced. You don't have to... Husnov is a brilliant centre-back. By the end of his career, he might well be the best centre-back we've ever had. But right now, I won't put him as the best. I think you're trolling. Fair enough. I bet. Fair enough. Erling Haaland. He needs to get a goal in a final, man. Needs to get a goal in a final. Listen. Haaland was a good hold-up. Let's start with the praise. Yeah, you compared Haaland to Gyökeres, and it's night and day. Neither got a goal, but when Haaland drops down, no, he doesn't do it a lot, but when he does it, he's useful. He will link up quickly. He will pull you up the pitch. When you're in your own half and Haaland drops down a bit and he collects that ball, he will run up the pitch, get the ball to the wingers. He will do that for you. Gyökeres will not. That is already one thing. When you look without the goal, he is already better. You look at how he stretches that defense. Look at how much space there was between Declan Rice and Gabriel Saliba. That's Erling Haaland. You have Omar Marmoush there. Gabriel and Saliba are not that deep. But because it's Erling Haaland, just stretches that back line. Just pushes them backwards. So you compare to Gyökeres now, he doesn't do that. He does not do that. You look at the way Haaland runs. The second or third goal, I don't remember which it is, but Haaland makes a near post run, which leaves O'Reilly in a lot of space. I think it's the third goal. O'Reilly is in so much space because Haaland makes that run. That's all well and fine, and I praise Haaland for that. I praise Haaland for those things. He's a brilliant striker. Haaland does not even need to touch the ball to make an impact. Haaland could have 0 touches in a game, and he could still have made an impact. Just the way he moves, the way he demands gravity, the way he just plays in general. But there have been games this season where Haaland did not score and was brilliant. Newcastle, Chelsea, Brighton. I'm just thinking recently, Tottenham. There have been games, both Tottenham games by the way. There have been games that Haaland did not score, but was good. But this game, yes, he did what you expect of Haaland. No, Gyökeres does not give you that. Alexander Isak does not give you that. Watkins doesn't give you that. But it's another final without a goal. It's getting really annoying. He had chances. He had 2 chances. One of them where he did not get across properly. Did not properly get across. Was it Saliba? I think it was Saliba. You got across him properly, get your ball to Semenyo's cross, that's 1-0. Then, just a poor header. Yes, he was pulled on by 2 centre backs. He was put off balance, but the header was poor. If you look at clips of Alan Shearer, and he just had bullet headers. He wanted to kill that ball. His head was a weapon of mass destruction. And that ball was the victim. I think that's what Haaland needs to do better. That is what Haaland needs to do better. Now, the pushing and pulling is insane. And maybe he needs to dive a bit more, to be honest. Maybe he needs to dive more. Yeah, because when players pull you like that, you just dive. Don't let them pull you like that, just dive. They'll stop doing that to you if you dive and win penalties. They'll stop doing it to you. Especially the big centre backs, because the big centre backs get refereed harshly. So I do think maybe he needs to dive a bit more. To demand that respect of centre backs, to not pull him like that. I respect it that he never goes down easy, but maybe you do need... I mean, when you take the header, he puts over the bar. It's one centre back pulling you on your shoulder, and another centre back pulling you on your shirt. I think on his short shirt and your arm. Just dive. Just dive. When Gabriel, I think it was Gabriel, pulls you by your shoulder, go back. Make a big deal out of it. Because you're getting pulled on by 2 centre backs. You dived there, that's a penalty. So I do think Haaland may... Almost every player needs to dive less in football. Haaland is the opposite end of the spectrum, where you maybe need to dive a bit more. But Haaland played an okay game. I'll give him a 6.5. He wasn't useless, not by a long shot. He did his job, did the bare minimum. But at some point I do want more than the bare minimum in a final. Akanji is the best centre back, obviously. Big up Akanji. Yeah, that's well and fine, but there were chances for him to score and he didn't. There were chances for him to put the ball away and he didn't. So, yes, he was man-marked to death and all that, but he had chances and he didn't take them. So, Am I saying Haaland was terrible? Am I saying bench Haaland? No. Haaland is gonna play. He deserves to play. He should play. It's not quite it from Haaland this game. Onana is the best goalkeeper. What? What? Okay. Okay. Haaland glazing again. It's not I didn't even glaze him that hard. But you have to praise him where he's due. No other striker gives you off the ball what Haaland gives you. No striker in world football gives you what Haaland gives you. Off the ball. None. Does not exist. Harry Kane doesn't do it. Mbappé, if you consider him a striker, doesn't do it. Lewandowski, not anymore. He used to, but he's old now. Isaac doesn't do it. No striker gives you the holder play, off the ball play that Erling Haaland gives you. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. Second goal, you should see the way O'Reilly spun Zubi. For the first goal, it just bitched him. Yeah, I said that a bit earlier. I said that at the start of the stream. O'Reilly bullied Zubimendi. And that gets me onto the manager. Josep Guardiola. Brilliant performance by Pep. Pep, the first half, he got it wrong. But he realized what he got wrong. And mid-game, he realized something. Why are we pressing? Why are we pressing Arsenal? Win back the ball. Need it? What do you mean, do we need the ball? Of course you need the ball, you want to score. A draw is not enough. Is it not? You've got a penalty specialist goalkeeper. You've got Haaland, Marmoush, Foden, Gerki, Semenyo, Doku, Nunez, Rodri. Got a lot of penalty takers. You've got a penalty specialist goalkeeper. Why are we pressing them? Why are we pressing them? All their chances happen when we press them. What if we just don't press them? How are they going to create when we don't press them? Oh, they're not. Don't create anything. When you don't press them, you don't give them spaces, you don't let them play through a press. They don't know what they're doing. They genuinely do not know where they're going. Bournemouth is a team that would be happy with a draw against Arsenal. Newcastle. I think they still play Everton. Burnley. These are teams that will be happy with a draw. And we just gave them the template for a draw. We just showed them Arsenal don't know what to do when you don't press them. When you press Arsenal, they play through the press. You don't press them, you don't know where they're going. You just back the midfield, close the passing lanes, don't press. They don't know what to do. And they got panicked. They got panicked and they tried to play up the pitch. They tried to go up the pitch. But where are you going? Where are you passing? Nowhere. Kept delivering the ball to Man City. All the passing lanes were closed. Figured something out. Most teams know what to do in that situation. Mikel Arteta did not. Arsenal did not. Pep Guardiola had an absolute fucking master stroke. Had an absolute master stroke against them. He just realized at half time, you don't need to press these. You really don't. We are fine with penalties. Are they? Do they have penalty takers? Do they have people who are used to this pressure? No, they fucking don't. And when Arsenal tried to play through that absolutely blocked out midfield, they couldn't. They couldn't. Delivered the ball over and over and over, straight into our feet. They did not know where to go from left to right to right to left, or how to deal with that midfield block. They did not know what to do about it. And Pep has shown the entire Premier League, the template to beating Arsenal. Drawing Arsenal. And a draw for Arsenal is not enough. Not in the Premier League. So now, the entire Premier League knows this is how you take out Arsenal's attack. Yes, Arsenal can keep the ball without a goal, keep it for 90 minutes, but then it's a draw. They need to push up and take danger. When they do that, they're vulnerable behind. Pep Guardiola, absolute. He got it wrong at kickoff, but absolute masterstroke at halftime. Just absolutely at halftime figured it out. He just figured it out. Brilliant stuff by Pep. Akanji is good at City. But Akanji at Inter. I've not watched Inter enough. Arteta won the FA Cup in 2020. Yeah, 2020 he won the FA Cup, so that's not true. Next game at FA Cup quarter-final, Man City, Liverpool at the Etihad. But before that, PSG will make Liverpool lost all of their powers and stamina. Liverpool don't have the stamina to compete in all competitions. I do think they'll prioritize Champions League because I mean, if you win the Champions League, you don't need to win the top 5 race, and that's a trophy they can still win. So I think they might. I think they might prioritize the Champions League, but I don't know. They played Everton twice. Okay. They still play some teams. I don't know who they play at the back of my hand. Pep was okay. I think you are glazing him too hard for Arteta being an idiot. Don't think I am. Arteta is not an idiot, by the way. I know we say Arteta is an idiot. He's a bottle job, but he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. Arteta is top of the league for a reason. Not because he's an idiot. If he's an idiot, he'd be around slot right now in 5th. Is he the best manager in the world? No, it's not. But he's not an idiot either. Arteta is anti-football. When given time, he doesn't know how to play. Other teams must have seen this final and have 2 weeks to work on that. And then ruin Arteta. Maybe. Listen. If this is going to be the template to beating Arteta, and if everyone has watched this final, and the Arsenal morale is as damaged and hurt as people say, sure. I think so. So, I'll just say, make the best of that final, of that result. Go win your games in the league. Don't win the league. Oh well. Just a reminder. We won a trophy. Howard Gafford won a trophy. This shit is annoying with my head. Howard Gafford won a trophy. We are Carabao Cup champions 2026. I've said for a long time I want to win that trophy again. And look at this. We have the Carabao Cup back in Manchester. Hey. How about that one, yeah? You don't win anything from here. Who gives a fuck? We're playing Champions League football. We got a trophy over the line. Who gives a fuck? Oh, but I want the league title. I want this. Yeah, I want a league title too. But if we don't win it, oh well. We won a trophy. Be happy. Be happy. Don't worry. Hey, Happy Clapping Elf mode has kicked in. Minimum, bare minimum has been achieved. Now, kick on from here. You win anything else? Oh well. You don't win anything else, sorry. Oh well. You do win something? Great, let's celebrate that too. But you have to keep performing. It's one thing not to win the Premier League. I'm fine with that. It's another thing to lose every game until the end of the season. We're not on the beach. I don't want to see the attitude of being on the beach. I don't want to see terrible performances every week. But I'm not expecting to win any more trophies. I'm expecting us to try. But the bare minimum is 1 trophy, not the treble. So, I think we've done bare minimum. I think we've done bare minimum this season. Which we did not do last season. So, I am happy. And I'll round it up there. I am happy. So, like, subscribe, because it does help out a ton. And I will see you guys on the next one. Alfred in chat.